Hello guys, what's up? So let's talk about the new Prey movie. I have been asked quite a few times about this, not only on my last live stream, but also over the last months. People just kept sending me comments in videos or doing other live streams about what I was thinking about the new Prey movie. And I didn't want to say anything about it before I seen it because I didn't want just to give like a bad impression at the start, or like I didn't want to create a hype or expectations, be them good or bad for anyone out there. I just try to keep quiet about it, and I just didn't want to talk about it. I just kind of like, I'm just gonna wait until it's out, and when I'm gonna see it, I'm gonna say what I think about it. I'm just gonna wait until I can fully see the movie before make an opinion about it. I don't want to say, oh, it's gonna be shit, oh, it's gonna be the best Predator movie ever. I didn't want to create any hype. I didn't want to talk about it before I could just see it completely. No, and it's out right now. I have seen it today. Just saw it earlier today. I just downloaded it in the internet. Someone posted a link for me. I just downloaded it. I saw it earlier. Saw the full movie on my computer. And I'm gonna be later on. I'm gonna be making a more detailed video with more spoilers on it. I wanted to make a video like going in details on every single scene, what I think about every single scene, like a complete full review breakdown on everything about the movie later on. But that might take a while to edit. So in this video here, I'm just doing more of a no spoilers review, more of a shorter video about what I thought in regards to the movie kind of video. So let's start about what I liked in the movie. The action sequences, the gore, the deaths, like the kills that the Predator is doing, mostly stuff, of course, in which our new feral Predators is involved. I really did like some scenes in the movie. They really look cool. They actually, the action, the gore, the deaths, the stuff, it actually looks really cool. It's something that I always want to see in a Predator movie. There's really a lot of nice sequences, a lot of scenes there that really got me off guard, and I thought it really looked cool. And I was not expecting them to go with that kind of sequences, that kind of gore, that kind of violence. It's that I always wanted to see in a Predator movie, so that was great. Especially with the different Predators, different toys, some of the new stuff that he has it. Wish I had seen more of some of his stuff actually. Also seeing his mobility, some sequences of how mobile the Predator is, because that's something that I think in many movies they don't go much far. The Predator always looks like a guy in a suit, like especially in Predators. I think some sequences that like the one that against Falcon and Hanzo, the Predator looks like too much a guy in a suit. He's not being very mobile during the fight, you know. So they did do a good job with that. I'll give them that. But in regards to the Predator, I'm very mixed about the feral design. I really hate his face. I'm gonna say it right now. He looks like a inbred, deformed Predator. I don't want the Predator to look pretty, like he's ugly motherfucker, yeah. They try to do the, oh, let's make him look like a handsome hero in AVP 2004. That's what Panderso asked to the ADI guys at the studio to make the design. They wanted this car to look pretty, and that didn't work. They just make things, he looks like shit. And it's just the same thing here. I just want the Predator to look like a Predator. Making a normal facial structure of a Predator is not rocket science and shouldn't be that hard to make. He just looks, he doesn't, it's the same thing that I've been saying. I mean, in all the latest movie, if you ask me about my opinion about the face design of every single Predator after Predator 2, I'll say the same thing. Like their mandibles are not closing properly over the jaws, over the mouth. They look bad. The mandibles look broken on the sides. They look bad. They look like shit. That's what I think. Every single Predator design after Predator 2, they don't look as they should. I don't like the faces on AVP. His car look like shit. Wolf, his mandibles are too big and we're not closing properly. Wolf is great design, but he doesn't look good without his mask. The mandibles just look broken. He's not closing. He looks better than AVP, than Scar, but still not as good as I wanted. In Predator, not closing properly. It doesn't look as good as in the original movie. The Mr. Black mandibles are just so oversized and just hanging from the sides. The Predator, same thing. Don't like the mandibles in this movie. I think it's the worst one. I think it might be really worst one. Maybe Scar and this one are tied for the worst Predator faces. I just don't like it. It looks like shit. The bone mask is kind of weird. I really don't even understand how he can see with that. The whole idea of the mask like that, I just think it's weird. And I'm like trying to understand how he even sees, like where the eyes is, the eyes or of the mask, so he can see the visor, you know. So because you can see there is Predator tech inside that bone mask. Like there's the thermovision, there is the 3 laser dot that is attached to it, but it just looks weird. I mean, I don't get why they had to go with that instead of a normal Predator. They could have made a more primitive looking Predator mask. Why have a bone? It just looks weird, you know. His body and lack of armor, I'm mostly okay with it. the more primal, primitive look. I don't have a problem with a Predator being like that. I mean, the ones from Predators, they did look more primitive than the ones from the previous. Like, it was like supposed to be like a subspecies or every different species. I don't care, but it's still okay. Like, I don't have a problem with different Predator designs. The dreadlocks look weird as well. I don't see why they made it then look so thin, you know. They look in AVP. I had the opposite problem. I had a problem with the dreadlocks look too bulky. They look too long and bulky, like Scar's dreadlocks. I don't like them. It looks oversized, and in this one, it just looks too thin. It just looks different. I don't get why they have to go so far for the original design. I don't see the point. People gonna say, oh, it's a different race, it's a different predator subspecies, whatever. I don't care. I just want my predators to look like predators. You can go do different designs, but I just don't like when they go too far away from the original design, which is the one that I'm a fan of, you know. I also like the animals in the movie, seeing more of the nature, that the different types of prey that are available for the predator to hunt. I did enjoy seeing action sequences on the animals, both the ones which you have the predator killing the animals. I mean, you're gonna have been hunting other things, and also the ones that the humans are involved in. I thought it was better showing. I enjoyed showcasing the nature in the movie, the environment, the setting, the jungle that we are setting. You know, I thought that was good. So the action in the movie actually went better than what I was hoping for. And the rest, in regards to characters, went more or less how I was expecting. I mean, when the movie was first announced, I saw the plot, I saw the summary, like what the movie was going to be about, and I was like, oh, it's Pocahontas versus Predator Disney story, with a focus on showing that a girl can do just as good as men in hunting, whatever, breaking gender norms. So it's shit that I really don't care about in movies. Like, I don't watch Predator movies for this. I just don't care about that. I'm just not interested in seeing that stuff. It doesn't interest me. But that's kind of like a mandatory trendy thing for some movies to be approved nowadays, so well, it sucks to be us. And for the most part, that aspect wasn't really bothering me until the final fight. Things are doing quite well in the sequencing, the developer of the characters, the pacing, but in the last fight, they just went with a full Pocahontas God mode versus the Predator. I was just cringing through that thing. She was doing things that she shouldn't be capable of physically, but then again, she's the main character, plot armor. I mean, just make the Predator behave like a weak little piece of shit to make a girl look good. That's how they doing this right now. I'm used to seeing Predators being overpowered by humans on the game Predator Hunting Grounds anyway. I mean, the Predator is actually the prey, so. But yeah, it's just cringe and embarrassing. It was disappointing to see a Predator have so much trouble in pretty much like it's like a melee fight with a little girl. Nah, it's just one part she was like jumping on top of him. I mean, maybe this is a spoiler. I don't care. She jumped on top of him and was like stabbing him. And just, I mean, she managed to just pull him down with a rope. I'm like, what the fuck? Reminded me of Predator 2018 when the woman jumped on top of the upgrade Predator, and he was like having trouble just getting her off him. Like, dude, you're a Predator. Like, you are really strong. Like, it's as dumb as like a 10-year-old girl jumping on a adult male, human male, and him having trouble just getting a 10-year-old girl off him. Like, it's, I didn't like it. The Predator is like being able to destroy multiple well-trained men in the movie. During many action sequences, both Comanches men and Frenchmen, but then he loses to a wannabe hunter Disney little princess. Yeah, it's really cute. She was the worst thing in the movie for me for the most part. She's just doing dumb shit. She's just getting herself and others in dangerous by being reckless and arrogant and not listening to people to have more experience than her have to say. Like her brother, who was like the main character in the movie. I actually quite liked the guy. I think he did his role well. He was actually trying to help his sister. He was not trying to just put her down, say, oh, you can do this because you're a woman. He was like, you don't have experience. Wait until you get more experience. Listen to what I have to say. Because I have been doing this for a while. So he actually felt like he wanted to teach her. But she kind of felt like very envious of him in some parts. She didn't care about what he had to say. Because like I said, she's not likable. She just felt arrogant and reckless. It's not really about the sex of the character. Like, if the main character was like a young boy that thinks he knows better than what the older males of his tribe have to say, I would be saying the same thing. Yeah, Naru just isn't likable at all for me. She's reckless, arrogant, dumb, and luck. Like, she only gets so far because of luck. She's about luck. I mean, she has plot armor. She's the main character, so the movie just gives herself. Like, she's living life in easy mode. That's kind of how I see it, because she just gets so lucky. She just gets a bunch of stuff. She has trouble in some parts, sure. But she's like so lucky in not dying like the other guys. Like, she's just, everybody that screws up in the movie dies. She screws up, she doesn't die because she's the main character. She gets lucky very often. That she survives through most of the movie, and ultimately how she wins. It's just mostly about luck and main character plot armor. They try to push that how she's smarter she is than the other characters, but that's just because the other characters are just really dumb. Make the handle cannon for their male characters be super dumb, so the girl can look better. That's how they went with it. Most of the characters are just there to get killed. Being smart and then someone that is dumb doesn't really make you smart. And of course, if you think the main character of a movie it's bad, it's gonna take some enjoyment out of it because the movie is centered about the main character, and I didn't like her. I really couldn't take her serious. I just can't. Like, I just can't take her seriously. Many sequences with her, many scenes that she was talking, make some speeches, talking stuff, doing stuff. I was just cringing and laughing. I'm like, whatever. I don't like this. So that's it. I enjoyed some scenes on it, but I didn't really like any of the characters apart from the older brother. Her older brother was cool, but the other Komachis guys were just behaving like assholes because that was what they are there for, to just, oh, they are a bunch of dumbasses to get killed. Same thing with the Frenchmen. Like, the other guys, they're not much development from any of the other characters. I don't even remember I barely remember their names. Like, they are just there to be used as cannon fodder for the Predator and to make the other characters look good. The Predator itself, the Pharaoh, had some good moments and some bad ones, which mostly are related how things go at the end of the movie. In comparison to the other Predator movies, it might be better than the Predator 2018 movie, because that one not only it had shit characters. Like, I mean, people are gonna say, I know some people are gonna say, oh, you hate the main character of this movie because she's a girl. Not specifically. I mean, it's not exclusively just because of that factor. I didn't like the main character in the Predator, and he was a male. I didn't like what was his name? Makengwa, whatever. I remember this sequence where the guy, the upgrade stays about, oh, I want the Makengwa, whatever. Right? I didn't like the main character in the Predator. I didn't like most of the characters in the Predator. Most of them are males. I don't think I liked any character in the Predator at all. Of course, the worst ones were the woman and the kid. That made the movie worse. But I didn't like any of the characters. I mean, it's not really about male or female. It's not really about that. So besides the bad characters, the Predator had a bunch of silly nonsense, like the whole stuff about autism being a superpower. The next step on human evolution, that it's enough to make a kid become a genius that can understand and use Predator technology. Like, really? And it fucked a bunch of Predator lore by turning them from hunters that want trophies to killers that want to harvest DNA from their prey, including autism. They're gonna weaponize autism in the movie. I mean, that stuff is over. Like, that was just really dumb. At least in this movie, the Predator is focused on hunting. He's actually behaving, even if he makes a bunch of dumb mistakes and he's kind of a dumbass towards the end of the movie. He's still behaving like a Predator should. He's focused on hunting, so that's a plus. So Prey is better than the Predator, probably, I would say that, but not close to the other movies. Not even Predators, which I think is like, kind of okay for me. I still think the Predators was better, but it's not even close to Predator 2 or the first movie. Nah, it's not. It's just like average for me. It's like, oh, I like some stuff, I don't like other stuff, and that's it. Yeah, that's it, guys. Bye.